Good morning again. So today is Wednesday, November the 5th, the day after the election here. Congratulations to everyone who won. What an amazing victory. Your hard work and dedication and prayers showed out and showed up. So happy for all my friends who won. And for those who didn't win, that are my friends, don't give up. There is another election coming soon somewhere, right? So I wanted to really talk about just encouraging you because I have people who encourage me, who inspire me. And so I always want to be that person for everybody, right? All the time. And so as I was preparing to do this live for you, my son doesn't know this, but I'm going to read some of his book. It's The Imperfect Brother. And this book, I know he's my son and I'm super proud, but my sons know, and you've heard me say this many times for decades, they do not get brownie points or a big kudos just for being my son. They get love and respect, unconditional love, and all the support. But to say that this book is phenomenal just because they're my son, that does not exist. That's not happening. They're good. I always encourage them. I don't hurt their feelings. But when I say this book, The Imperfect Brother, it is a book about a imaginary city, and the characters are real because he based it on his own personal life and how he viewed the world as a 5-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 20-year-old. And he included his brothers and his sons and his daughter. And guess who else he included? Me. I have my own superhero. Can you see that? That's all of us. That's me. And then my 5 sons. It's incredible. Who does that, right? And some big announcements will be coming soon about this book. And it's a trilogy. So he's working on book number 2, and then there's 3. And then something else is a secret sauce. So Ninyu Divine and his family moved together in perfect unison, step by step. Their lives depended on the ability to sneak. Luckily, his mother forced him and his 4 brothers to memorize an ancient technique. The danger was real. In this world, you must steal your meal, and each member of the family must contribute and compete. On a planet infested entirely by thieves, the divine family was ultraly unique. It is true, Ninyu was known as the imperfect brother, and his situation seemed bleak. He was the middle child of the family. Unfortunately, he was the only member deemed weak. I never knew he felt like that because I always thought Nick was always so charismatic and so inspirational and so confident and strong, but that's his reality. Ninyu's imperfection came with a drawback in the form of a disease that detected negativity, such as hatred and jealousy. So every envious eye dyed with green caused his health to worsen. Even if someone was simply being mean, this and all other negative things would physically hurt him. He literally would thrive or die through his ego. Ninyu was tragically afflicted by an illness that threatened to kill him before he could even become a hero. However, this year is when Ninyu shows his power and persistence. His life was a journey to find an antidote for his sickness, avoid of being void of anger, depression, or resentment. He vowed to become the perfect individual in existence. Using every emotion he once ignored, he swore to make this entire universe a witness. You hear the bars in this? You hear the bars in this? I'm just going to read a couple more pages, but I'm telling you, it is so vivid, so descriptive that you actually are going to start feeling like you're watching a movie unfold right before your eyes. So although today's mission would be full of trials and harshness, today was the only day for the thieves to hunt and harvest, including the family of 6, which were always working their hardest, with each stomach starving. Hundreds of clans of thieves would meet in the forest to steal everything they would need for the week: water to drink, food to eat, wood for heat. In this society, there was no need for a market. While stealing, they also focused completely on not becoming one of the targets. Regardless, Nimue never paid any mind to his imperfections. Even though he was considered harmless, he knew he had different skills to harness. Even his brothers would admit he may not have been the sharpest, but he would always shine brightest in the darkness. When it was time to steal, he was on his absolute artist. This particular night, it was impossible to distinguish faces. Shadows rushed past in the tall grass. Silhouettes of figures moved too fast, and more wore masks. This was the land of the thief, and they all must take with haste if they wish to last. This family of six slips past a fence, closely approaching the abundant forest, protected like a fortress. Ooh, their mother, Amor, that's me, gave the most important job to the eldest, Fortis. The task of collecting water was given to the second born, Latio. I know I mispronounced that. I'm gonna get it right. He preferred something more glamorous, of course, but when Mama gave an order, he could not say no. Cargo was watching over by the youngest, the valiant Endo. Oh, that's color. Endo. And the last task was by far the scariest. Gathering wood was volunteered for by Taparius. He's going to do this himself because he knows how he wrote all of this. But Mother could sense the other teams coordinating to push forward. Unfortunately, this was the same direction our family was moving forward. In the background, they heard the loud clanging of swords and were ready to die or kill to steal the ultimate reward. All were ready to die or kill to steal the ultimate reward. Clans only hoping to hunt stayed close to exit. They feared walking the monstrous beast that usually protected. Ooh, they feared waking the monstrous beast that usually protected. I'm telling you, this opportunity was one the imperfect family could not miss. They must be quick. They move with extreme hesitation. Mama was constantly teaching her sons the wisdom behind patient observations and the power of calculations. Honey, I'm telling you, get this book, Amazon.com. If you see Nick Nova, the spoken word artist, performing anywhere, grab a few copies of this. This will also make a great gift, whether young or old or somewhere in between. I'm telling you, there is a lesson for all of us to glean. Look at me. That was a bar. I'm telling you, all I got to do is be around Nicholas and be around Spencer, who are writers from the core of their very being. They are more than anything more. They are writers. They are wordsmith. They are word architects, and it is contagious when I'm around them. I am so much smarter when I'm around them. Anyway, speaking of books, right? This is just me sharing with you because I need to let you in a little more, just a little more, not a whole lot in my personal life. But I'm hosting my very first conference November 14th and 15th, next weekend, right? And I've wanted to host a conference. I want to almost say all my life. I've been to, I can't even count how many conferences I've attended, how many I've spoken at, how many I have supported or volunteered for. So I'm finally hosting my own, and it's November 14th and 15th. It's named after the book, Live Like You Believe. That's what I believe with all my soul, that we should live like we really believe that what God says is true. We should really live every day like we know we deserve the best of everything, working for it, praying for it, and helping other people. Live like you believe God's going to answer your prayers. Live like you believe that he actually did die on the cross and took sin debt and paid our sickness debt, and that the word says that sickness and disease are far from us, and that we can have what we believe. Like it's real. Like when I broke my leg and I was just bedridden and on a walker, Matthew 9:29 was my saving grace. Loretta, according to your faith, be it unto you. And of course, it was a pronoun, but I use Loretta for the pronouns in the Bible when I'm reading the Bible because it helps me understand. And now I'm speaking what God spoke, so now it's going to happen, right? So anyway, just wanted to encourage you and give you a little entertainment. I did not do this justice. I'm telling you, this book is so phenomenal. It's nothing you can just rush through because it is poetic, and you have to really think and be in the moment. And that's such as life. You can't just rush through it. You have to be in the moment. You have to be in the moment. Anyway, that's enough for now. That is such enough for now. tickets to the Live Like You Believe conference, go to lorettamcnary.com. There is a page for Live Like You Believe conference with all kinds of details, how to purchase your ticket. And the special is still on. I think it was over the end of October, but I extended it. So it's just only $55. And let me tell you, our speakers, the Miss Beverly Robertson, the Lydia Krantz, and the Sharonda Colley Oliver is doing praise and worship that morning. And the Nick Nova, social media spoken word king, he's going to perform a very special Live Like You Believe poem that he wrote just for the conference. You don't want to miss it. And then the people will be there, other people that you get to meet, the food, the lunch. Whew, honey, time after time. And then I will speak as well. I'm one of the speakers. I'm closing it out. And when I say I'm closing it out, me and the Holy Spirit, honey, whew, we closing that thing down. You're going to have so much power, so much inspiration. You're like, when's the next one? You're not going to want to leave, and you're going to want to just sit in it, right? Sit in that energy, the atmosphere of all things possible, all things good, all things are just waiting on you to accept it, and it will help you increase your capacity to receive all the goodness that God wants to give to you. And notwithstanding, knowing that I know a lot of people are struggling, a lot of people are hurting, a lot of people are not feeling their best, and sickness has come to your doorstep. We're going to pray about that too. But honey, everything is a portion of life. It's a circle. So, you know fractions, right? But we got to always consider and be grateful for and look for and search for joy, because it's always there. All right, superstars, until next time, I'm Loretta McNary, and this has just been my freestyle live that I wanted to do. I felt like somebody needed to hear something that was going to be said today, and also to invite you to read this incredible book. Oh my goodness, The Imperfect Brother. I'm a superhero. That's me, the purple. That's me. That's Brandon. That's Marshall. That's Spencer. That's Jacob. And that's Nicholas. I'm telling you. Woohoo. Anyway, I love you all so much. And don't let it get you down, because you win. You are victorious. Nothing can come to, the trouble didn't come to stay. It can't last. It cannot last. It cannot last. Just like the darkness gives into the light, so will that trouble give into your good days. And look for the joy. All right, until next time. Bye for now. Think positive, dream big dreams, help someone along the way, and live like you believe, beloved, because you deserve it all. All that's good.